Hello and welcome everyone to the daily news analysis of 26th of January 2024। तो आज के इम्पोर्टेंट आर्टिकल पहले वन बाय वन देखते हैं। पहला जो है एडिटोरियल का पर्सन है, एन एक्सचेंज व्हाई देयर इज नो स्नोफॉल इन कश्मीर, देन व्हाट इज द लीगल डिस्प्यूट फॉर एएमयू's माइनॉरिटी स्टेटस, देन पद्मा विभूषण फॉर पद्मा सुब्रमण्यम, वेंकैया चिरंजीवी विजयंतिमाला Vijayanthimaala. President's nod to gallantry award for 80 military personnel ahead of Republic Day. Then French President Macron begins India visit from Jaipur, joins PM roadshow. Then Red Sea crisis में hot companies boost inflation। चलिए वन बाय वन देखते हैं। तो पहला आर्टिकल है एडिटोरियल का, जैसे बताया मैंने, एन एक्सचेंज। While the center has announced the first set of recipients of a fellowship program called Bhairav वैश्विक भारतीय वैज्ञानिक, the premise of the initiative remains integrating scientists of Indian origin or of Indian ancestry can apply to spend up to 3 months in a year for 3 years at a host research laboratory in India. In that period, these researchers are expected to begin a project or a technology startup, build long-term connection with the institutes, collaborate with the host faculty, and bring in the new ideas to the field in Indian university and research setting. As the program gains momentum, officials say a new kind of relationship could emerge. The Indian origin faculty could be encouraged to take on students more associates and even supervised degrees that could lead to a genuine transfer of knowledge, innovation, and work culture. And perhaps optimistically, and the non-resident of Indian scientists even considering staying on in India. Bhairav is not an original idea. During this government's tenure itself, the Department of Science and Technology (DST) conceived the Bajra visiting a advanced joint research faculty scheme with similar objectives. The differences in the two schemes are minor. Bhairav is exclusively for the Indian diaspora, while Bajra can include other nationalities too. Bajra, though generous in the amount offered, as fellowship was restricted to 1 year engagement, unlike Bhairav, which pays less but extends to 3 years. The DST, which is in charge of both schemes, says that nearly 70 international faculty have spent time in India as part of Bajra, though there have been concerns over the effectiveness of the scheme. Currently, officials say both schemes will continue while facilitating exchange between Indian and foreign universities in welcome. There ought to be clarity on what India hopes to gain by specifically focusing on the Indian diaspora. Through the decades, much ink have been split on the problem of the brain drain, where talented researchers were abroad for want of commensurate opportunity in India, while economics and individual proclivities heavily influence such decisions. Short-term fellowships are useful in priming foreign faculty and researchers to the potential for science in India. They can also lay bare the challenge, the lack of funding for basic research, the lack of participation by private companies in core research and development, and limit on academic freedom, and trigger changes in policy. But tremendous competition for tenured jobs in American and European universities means that there is a vast pool of skilled scientific manpower trained abroad who can be brought back or retained in India. Realistic expectation must be the touchstone of such engagement, it remains to be seen if the presumption that scientists of the Indian origin will be likelier to stay back, indicated by the ethno-nationality restriction, will bear fruit. Why is there no snowfall in Kashmir? January is usually the month where Kashmir and Himachal Pradesh are blanketed with snow. This winter has, however, seen these regions extremely dry. Places like Gulmarg and Pahalgam, known to be popular destination for skiing, have been unable to offer avenues for the winter sport. Himachal Pradesh, a state famous for several mountains resorts, have witnessed dry slopes and valleys of brown grass. The Himalayan ranges of Uttarakhand have also reported minimal snowfall, with the first bout of snow in January at Auli, a popular hill resort, only reported on January 19. Records from the Indian Meteorological Department suggest that Himachal Pradesh has registered its driest January since 1901, with a 99.7% shortfall in January rain compared to what is normal. Until this year, the record for the driest January was 1996, which reported a 99.6% shortfall. What is the reason for the lack of snowfall? Snowfall requires adequate moisture as well as atmospheric temperature to be 0 degrees or less. Temperature were fairly low since December. An analysis by IMD in mid-January reported that maximum temperatures are running 5 to 8 degrees centigrade below normal over the plains of North India since December 29. Minimum temperatures were also below 4 degrees Celsius at many stations of the northwest India. For most of January, this also resulted in a very dense fog persisting over the plains of northwest India. Several cities in the region reported zero visibility over the entire North Indian plains from Amritsar to Dibrugarh, also across Haryana, Delhi, Uttar Pradesh, and Bihar. While moisture and high aerosol loads contribute to fog, there were three major reasons behind the lack of snowfall and consequently intensifying cold wave over North India. There were a drastic fall in western disturbances over the northwest India, prevailing El Nino conditions in the absence of a strong jet stream. How do these three factors influence snowfall? Western disturbances are storms that originate in the mid latitude region and travel thousands of kilometers to bring rains to northern India. Such WDs in the winter dissipates fog and increase the sunshine incidence on the ground, raising temperature. They also, when the temperature are low, result is in snowfall and water being available as snow melts. The melting glacier contribute to the water available in Ganga, Indus, and Yamuna. On the other hand, they can also bring in hail, which is destructive to standing wheat crop. Usually 5 to 7 WDs impact northwest India during December to January, but this winter 3 there have been none. There were 2 WDs in this period, but their impact was mainly confined to Gujarat, North Maharashtra, East Rajasthan, and Madhya Pradesh. As a result of the lack of these rains, the western Himalayan region got 80% less rain than normal. Prevailing El Nino condition over the equatorial Pacific Ocean or warmer ocean temperature may also have had a role to play. However, irrespective of El Nino or the converse La Nina, the number of WDs in December and January have been on a decline. In the winter of 2022-23, December January, India reported its hottest ever December. The northwest region, which usually reports nearly a third of its rainfall during this season, saw a So an 83% rainfall deficit in recent years. There has been a rise in these WDs in February and March that have caused flash flood, particularly in Uttarakhand and Himachal Pradesh. Last year, for instance, saw record-breaking rain in February. In general, the traditional pattern of WDs have been disrupted since 2019. Last year, we saw a conventional WD pattern. These instances of extended dry period and intense wet spells are characteristics of global warming, as several meteorologists and climate scientists have been pointing out in recent years. What role do the jet streams play? Jet streams are powerful winds ranging from 250 to 320 kilometer per hour, traveling at about 12 kilometer above the mean sea level. They are carriers of the western disturbances, but the lack of moisture means that so far they have been contributing to subsidence of cold air, thereby enhancing the cold over North India. The jet streams set in after the withdrawal of the monsoon are also able to draw in moisture from the Arabian Sea. In recent years, the jet stream has been shifting northwards. This emerging research suggests is a consequence of a warming in the Arctic seas that affects the natural gradient of temperature necessary to ensure the strength and direction of the jet streams. What is the legal dispute over AMU's minority status? A seven-judge bench of Supreme Court, led by the Chief Justice of India D.Y. Chandrachud, is currently hearing the 57-year-long dispute over the minority character of the Aligarh Muslim University. What constitutes minority character? Article 30, Clause 1 in Part 3 of the Constitution empowers all religious and linguistic minority with a fundamental right to establish and administer educational institutions of their choice. Clause 2 ensures that the state maintains equality of treatment in granting aid to all educational institutions, irrespective of their minority status. This includes educational institutions at all levels, from primary schools to professional education. Notably, these institutions enjoy exemptions from the implementation of SC, STs, and OBC reservation in both admissions and employment. Additionally, they can reserve up to 50% of seats for students from their community and exercise greater control over employees compared to other institutions. In the TMA Pi Foundation 2002 case, the Supreme Court clarified that a minority is to be determined by the concerned state's demography, not the national population. What is the background of the case? In 1877, Sir Syed Ahmad Khan, a Muslim reformer, founded the Mohammedan Anglo-Oriental College, Mao College, at the Aligarh to address Muslim educational backwardness while protecting Islamic values. The Aligarh Muslim University Act 1920 AMU Act was passed to incorporate the Mao College and the Muslim University Association in AMU. In 1951, the AMU Act was amended, removing compulsory religious education for Muslim and the exclusive Muslim representation mandate in the university court. The act was further amended in 1965, and the power of the court were redistributed among other bodies, including the executive, with the President of India nominating member to the governing body. The legal dispute began in 1967 when the SC in the S. Aziz Basa versus Union of India reviewed in 1951 to 1965 amendments. The petitioner argued that since Muslims established AMU, they had the right to manage it. However, a five-judge Supreme Court bench upheld the amendments, reasoning that AMU was neither established nor administered by the Muslim minority, highlighted The act enactment through central legislation, this ruling triggered nationwide protest leading to the amendment of AMU Act 1981 affirming the university minority status. In 2005, AMU reserved 50% of the postgraduate medical seats for Muslim candidates. The Allahabad High Court struck down the reservation policy in Dr. Naresh Agrawal versus UOI 2005, holding the 1981 amendment ultra vires. Consequently, in 2006, the UOI and the university appealed to the Supreme Court. However, in 2016, the UOI withdrew from the appeal, refusing to acknowledge the university's minority status. The university is now pursuing the case alone. How is the case faring in the Supreme Court? The apex court is addressing two issues: the criteria for determining the minority status of an educational institution and whether an institution established under the statute can enjoy such status, while the petitioner argued that AMU is entitled to the minority status. The UOI is now endorsing the S. Aziz Barsa verdict. The senior advocate Rajiv Dhawan relied on the TMA Pi Foundation verdict to argue that statutory regulation or state aid as given AMU do not deprive an educational institution of its minority characters. It was argued that the act of the legislature merely incorporated the university as distinguished from its establishment by the minority community under Article 30. Solicitor General Tushar Mehta contended that AMU was a loyalist institution that had surrendered its right to British government and assumed a secular character. With the 1920 Act, the CJI interjected that AMU's political inclination does not affect its minority status. The judgment in this case will set a precedent impacting the right and legal recognition of all minority institutions. देन नेक्स्ट दो आर्टिकल जो है पद्म विभूषण फॉर पद्मा सुब्रमण्यम वेंकैया चिरंजीवी एंड बैजंथी माला. Then next है President's Note to Gallantry Award for 80 military personnel ahead of Republic Day. Former Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu, actor Chiranjeevi and Baijantham Bali and Bharat Ratnam Bharat Ratnam dancer Padma Subramaniam will be conferred the Padma Vibhushan, the country's second highest civilian award. The Union government announced on the eve of Republic Day. Bindeswar Pathak, founder of Sulabh International, will be conferred the award posthumously. Vijaykant awarded. Late actor Vijaykant M. Fatima Bivi, the first woman judge to be appointed to the Supreme Court of the India. Satyavrata Mukherjee, former president of Bharatiya Janata Party in West Bengal, and Togdan Rinpoche, spiritual leader of the Drikung Kagyu tradition in Ladakh, will be conferred the Padma Bhushan posthumously. Young Liu, chairman of Taiwan's Foxconn Group, has also conferred a Padma Bhushan. Actor Mithun Chakrabarti, singer Usha Uthup, O. Rajagopal, BJP leader from Kerala Tejas Madhusudan Patel, cardiologist from Gujarat Ram Naik, veteran BJP leader and former Uttar Pradesh Governor Harmusji N. Kama, senior publisher leading the Gujarati newspaper Bombay Samachar, industrialist Sitaram Jindal, veteran Marathi film director Dr. Ambadas Mayalu, Hindi music director Payarayalal Sharma of Lakshmikant Spiral Dew, and senior journalist Kundan Vyas have been conferred the Padma Bhushan this year. The Padma Shri Award were announced for 34 individuals whose work has been unsung and unique. Dupu Maji, a tribal environmentalist from Purulia, West Bengal; K. Chelamal, organic farmer for South Andaman; Sangat Thankima from Mizoram, who runs the largest orphanage in Aizawl, are among the Padma Shri awardees this year. In sports, tennis star Rohan Bopanna, veteran squash player Josna Chinnappa, hockey player Harbinder Singh, Mallakhambh practitioner Uday Deshpande, archer Purnima Mahato, para badminton coach Gaurav Khanna, and para swimmer Satyendra Singh Lohia were chosen for the Padma Shri honor for the year 2024. The president approved conferment of 132 Padma Award up from 106 such awards last year. The list comprises 5 Padma Vibhushan, 17 Padma Bhushan, and 110 Padma Shri awards, while 30 awardees are women. The list also includes 9 persons from the category of foreign NRI, PIO, OCI, and 9 posthumous awards. Saha congratulates Union Home Minister Amit Shah congratulated the change makers who were selected for the Padma Awards for their distinguished contribution to different fields. Mr. Shah posted on X. PM Sri Narendra Modi ji has rationalized the Padma Award ceremony to make it a platform to appreciate individuals setting pioneering examples for social changes. The individuals conferred with the Padma Award have not only created brilliant examples for others to follow, but also have elevated the pride of the nation with their service. Then President's note to gallantry awards for the 80 military personnel ahead of Republic Day. President Draupadi Murmu has approved gallantry award to 80 military personnel, including 12 posthumous on the eve of 75th Republic Day. These includes 6th Kirti Chakras, 3 posthumous, 16 Surya Chakra, 2 posthumous, 53 Sena medals, 7 posthumous, 1 Nav Sena medal, and 4 Vayu Sena medal. The 6th Kirti Chakra were awarded to Major Digvijay Singh from 21 Para, Special Force Major Dipendra Vikram Basnet from 4th Sikh Regiment, and Havildar Pawan Kumar Yadav from 21 Mahar Regiment, and posthumously to Captain Hansuman Singh from Army Medical Corps AMC, Halbidar Abdul Majid from 9 Para SF, and Sipoy Pawan Kumar originally from Grenadiers, and with 55 Rashtriya Rifles in Jammu and Kashmir. The President also approved 311 defense decorations to armed forces and other personnel. The Defense Ministry said these includes the 31 Param विशिष्ट सेवा मेडल पीवीएसएम फोर उत्तम युवा सेवा मेडल यूवाईएसएम 61 अति विशिष्ट सेवा मेडल 10 युद्ध सेवा मेडल 46 सेना मेडल डिवोशन टू ड्यूटी 10 नाव सेना medal devotion to duty 14 वायुसेना medal devotion to duty 135 Visishta Seva Medal. The President also approved 84 mentioned in dispatches to armed forces personnel, including 10 posthumous. These include 68 from the Army, 34 for Operation Rakshak, 16 for Operation Shore Leopard, 7 for the Operation Meghdut, 3 for Operation Sahatya, 2 for the Operations Sidra, 3 for Operation CAS evacuations, and 3 for miscellaneous operations. It also includes 16 from the Indian Air Force, 15 from Operation Kaveri, and 1 for the miscellaneous operation, the statement said. For Coast Guard, the President Tatrakshak Medal (PTM) were bestowed on Inspector General Bisham Sharma and the Tatrakshak Medal Gallantry on Commandant Sunil Dutt and Commandant J.G. Saurabh. The Tatraksh Medal was approved for 3 personnel. Then next, French President Macron begins the India visit from Jaipur, joins PM roadshow. Slogan of Jai Shri Ram, large saffron flags, colorful folk dance team of Rajasthan along with a large number of people greeted French President Emmanuel Macron and Prime Minister Narendra Modi at a Shobhayatra public processions at Badi Chowpar on Thursday evening at the heart of the old city of Jaipur. Rajasthan Governor Kalra Mishra received Mr. Macron at the airport here late afternoon, which was followed by the French president visit to the Umber Fort, where he met with the Indian Students' Heritage Tour, a captivating journey through India's history and heritage for our esteemed guest. President Emmanuel Macron of France kickstarts his visit to India with a tour of Umber Fort in Jaipur, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The fort stands as a symbol of India's architectural powers, prowess, and a rich cultural tapestry, said official spokesperson of the Ministry of External Affairs Randhir Jaiswal, welcoming the French president, who will be the chief guest at the Republic Day parade in New Delhi on Friday. During the parade, the French Rafales will fly along with the Indian Rafales over Kartavya Path, a first for a foreign air force in 2016. France was the first foreign marching contingent at the Republic Day parade. Mr. Modi met Mr. Macron at Jaipur's Jantar Mantar, the solar observatory built by Maharaja Sawai Jai Singh in the 18th century. Jantar Mantar of Jaipur is the World Heritage List of UNESCO, which is headquartered in Paris. The two leaders then moved to the Hawa Mahal, in an iconic landmark of the city, and greeted admirers in an open vehicle. The two leaders also spent some time drinking tea together in the old city. Gift a temple replica. The Prime Minister gifted a replica of Ram Temple at Ayodhya that was inaugurated on January 22. Among those who welcomed Mr. Macron in Jaipur were External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar and Rajasthan's Deputy Chief Minister Diya Kumari. France, which has a history of relations with the Rajput royal families in present day Rajasthan, is expected to strengthen its cultural link with the important strategical location western states. Tight security Jaipur prepared for the event for most of the day as policemen were summoned from various parts of the state to be on duty for the high security hours that began to unfold early in the morning as a traffic movement to the old city were gradually restricted. Mr. Macron and Mr. Modi held a round of bilateral discussions on multiple areas, including security and defense at the Ramgarh Palace. Mr. Macron left Jaipur on Thursday evening for New Delhi on Friday at the Kartavya Path. President Draupadi Murmu and Mr. Macron will be escorted by the President's bodyguard Rashtrapati K. Angarakshak. The President's bodyguard is the senior-most regiment of the Indian Army. The Republic Day is So special for this light regiment as the Angrakshak have completed 250 years of the service since its raising its 1773. The two presidents were arrived in the traditional buggy, a practice that is making a comeback after a gap of 40 years. On July 14, 2023, Mr. Modi was the chief guest at the French Bastille Day parade that saw 242-member tri- tri-service contingent of the Indian Armed Forces marching on the Camps Elysee as well as the Indian Air Force Rafale jets in the flypast. The next article जो है higher education enrollment rose by 19 lakhs in 2021-2022 government survey. The total enrollment in the higher education increased to nearly 4.33 crore in 21-22 from 14.14 crore in previous academic sessions, with female enrollment in the science and stream outnumbering male enrollment. According to the All India Survey of Higher Education (AISHE) 2021-2022, the survey released by the Ministry of Education on Thursday night pointed out that the overall female enrollment increased to 2.07 crore in 21-22 from 2.01 crore in 2021. The total enrollment in higher education increased to nearly 4.33 crore in 21-22 from 4.14 crore in 2021. There was an increase of around 91 lakh in enrollment from 3.42 crore in 2014-15. The AISHE report said the female enrollment increased to 2.07 crore in 21-22 from 2.01 crore in 2021. There was an increase of around 50 lakhs in the female enrollment from 1.57 crore 32% in 2014-14 PhD enrollment. The report also said that the female PhD enrollment doubled to 0.99 lakh in 21-22 from 0.48 lakh in 24-15. The report said in 21-22, out of the total enrollment at the undergraduate, postgraduate, PhD and MPhil levels, 57.2 lakh students are enrolled in the science stream, with female students 29.8 lakh outnumbering male students 27.4 lakhs. The report added while the enrollment of ST students rose to 27.1 lakh in 21-22 from 16.41 lakh in 2014-15, an increase of 65.2%. The enrollment of ST students increased to 27.1 lakh in 21-22 from 16.41 lakh in 2014-15, an increase of 65.2%. The total student enrollment in Northeast states is 12.02 lakh in 21-22 as compared to 9.36 lakh in 2014-15. The female enrollment in Northeast states is 6.07 lakh in 21-22, higher than the male enrollment 5.9795 lakh. It is said the Ministry of Education has been conducting the All India Survey on Higher Education (AISHE) since 2011, covering all higher education institutions in the country. The survey reported an increase of 45% in OBC student enrollment in 21-22, 1.63 crore from 2014-15, 1.13 crore as per the response in AISHE 21-22. 78.9% of the total students are enrolled in undergraduate level courses and 12.1% enrolled in postgraduate course among disciplines. At undergraduate levels, enrollment is highest in arts 34.2%, followed by science 14.8%, commerce 13.3%, and engineering and technology 11.8%. The report said among streams at the postgraduate level, maximum students are enrolled in social science 21.1%, followed by science 14.7%. PhD enrollment has increased by 81.2% to 2.12 lakh in 21-22 compared to 1.17 lakh in 2014-15 it added. देन आज का लास्ट जो आर्टिकल है, रेड सी क्राइसिस में हॉट कंपनीज बूस्ट इन्फ्लेशन. Indian exporters of rice and maritime products are most adversely affected by the strife in the Red Sea, while a prolonged crisis on the key shipping route can affect the profitability and working capital cycle of export-oriented industries and trigger supply chain issues that could renew inflationary pressures. CRISIL's ratings has said companies typically use the Red Sea route through the Suez Canal to trade with Europe and North America, North Africa, and the part of Middle East region that accounted for almost half of the India's export and 30% of imports in 22-23. Around 95% of India's goods trade volume are shipped through sea. Increased attacks on the ships sailing in Red Sea regions have persuaded shippers to consider the alternative longer route past the Cape of Good Hope. In increasing transit costs on the import front, the impact is expected to be limited for import-dependent sectors like non-urea fertilizers at this point, but a sustained uptick in sourcing cost would need higher subsidiary payment from the government for the government if the firm noted. So friends, this is all for today, and we will meet from tomorrow onwards with new news articles from the Hindu newspaper which are relevant from UPSC perspective. So till then, keep studying and happy Republic Day, and thank you.